Now this is what I like to call remote vlogging, is where you actually position the discrete camera on something a bit far away, and you can actually talk to the camera just rather than actually holding it by your face and looking really obvious what you're doing. By having the camera a little bit far away remotely, then you can actually not draw any attention to yourself at all, and nobody pays any attention at all to what you're doing. Alright, let's talk about the equipment that I use. So one is the little tiny Tech Pocket 3 here. So this is a lovely little gimbal because it's incredibly small, and you can hold it in your hand like so, and you barely even notice it. So you can walk along the streets and have stabilised footage, and just pretty much nobody knows what you're doing. It doesn't look at all like a conventional camera. And also it's also magnetic, so you can pretty much stick it anywhere you want. So I can go up to a lamp post and I'll stick it on that, or I can stick it on this metal seat, and it's pretty much stable. And then you can just point it towards you and just do your vlogging in exactly the same way. Okay, so another thing I particularly like about this tiny Tech Pocket 3 is not only its small size and the fact that it's a little gimbal, is that you can actually get a remote control for it as well, such as this. So that gives the ability to actually change the gimbal and move it around. So when you stick it on something such as this here, and that's magnetic, you can then actually remotely control the gimbal to make sure that you're in shot and frame up your particular picture in any way you like. The next camera that I use, of course, is the Insta360 Go 3, because of course it's a terribly small and discreet size. You can pretty much stick this guy anywhere because it's magnetic and nobody's going to notice. But as you notice, it's white, so it does tend to stick out a little bit too much. So I did actually buy this just before the black ones came out, and so my solution, of course, is to buy some rubber covers. And as soon as you stick that on, of course, it's now black. So of course with these rubber covers you can pretty much disguise the camera and put it anywhere you want, especially against a black lamppost. Okay, let's now talk about the microphones I use for vlogging on the streets. There are actually three microphones I use. One is the Hollyland Lark M1, the Hollyland Lark M2, and also some audio recorders such as the Zoom F2 and the Tascam DRO2. So first of all, let's talk about the Hollyland Lark M2. So as you can see, I'm actually holding it in my hand. I'm talking to you right now. So the Hollyland Lark M2 is incredibly small, and I really like it because it's incredibly discreet. I can hold it in my hand like this, or I can also clip it to me. And there we go. I've now clipped it to me using the magnetic clip, and you can pretty much see it's impossible to see. I've actually got a microphone while I'm doing my vlog. Okay, so this is another choice of microphone, and it's the Hollyland Lark M1. Again, a very small microphone, just like the M2, very good for doing discreet vlogging on. Again, it's a Hollyland Lark M1, so an incredibly small microphone. Retails for around about £50 or £60 or something like that. I've just got it plugged straight into the iPhone 15, so that's where I'm recording the sound. Alright, let's move on to the next microphone. Alright, so let's now talk about another third option for using discreet microphones when recording vlogs on the street, and that is to use a dedicated audio recorder such as this from Tascam, which is the DR10L, and also another option is the Zoom F2 field recorder that I have here. So as you can see, they are both incredibly small. I've got a lavalier plugged into the Zoom F2, which is what I'm recording on. I can just simply slip into my pocket like so, and then I've got the lavalier just popping out of my little slit on my top here, and I can pretty much do some audio record. And you're really going to be none the wiser that I'm doing any vlogging on the street at all. I've got a really good quality audio. Okay guys, so that is some of my discreet equipment that I use for vlogging on the streets. So once again, I'm going to use the Insta360 Go 3 and the Go 3S. Perfect little cameras for doing discreet vlogging. You can set them up remotely on anywhere you like, and just simply you'll vlog to your heart's content. Also the Tech Pocket 3 is another excellent little discreet camera because it's got addition of having a gimbal attached as well, so you can, and also the remote control feature is a fantastic little thing for being able to put yourself in a shot. Really love that too. And as for the microphones, I also have these three options which I think are fantastic for doing discreet vlogging. The Hollyland Lark M1, very small and cheap wireless microphone. The Hollyland Lark M2 as well, fantastic little microphone because it's so small and discreet. And also the other option is to use a standalone lavalier microphone, which you can either connect directly into your iPhone or your Android phone, and just have it poking out of your shirt like I've got here. You almost can't see it, or you can use inside a dedicated audio recorder. The choice is perfectly yours to do. Alright, so I hope you find this video useful. As I said, I'm a very shy and introverted person, but with these equipment I find it's a great help for being able to build up your confidence or vlogging in the streets, and people walking around and paying absolutely no attention to what you're doing. Fantastic. Okay guys, hope you find this video useful, and of course going to give you some ideas for being able to do some vlogging on the streets exactly like this. Alright, if this video is useful, then of course don't forget to hit that big red fat subscribe button, and I shall see you soon on another video.